In this video, we will walk through a complete demonstration of RMG workflow. So let us log in with the project manager. Log in with the project manager to perform the resource request, allocation, extension, release, and also the task creation. And ensure that there is an existing project with an project approval status is set to approve, and also the project status is set to in progress. Since we have already covered the project creation and approval flow in the project creation video, now let us proceed with creating a resource request. This is a home page for the project manager. Expand the left navigation, click on projects, click on my projects. So let us search for the project that we have created, that is billable project 2.1. This is the project that we have created. Click on the project ID to open the project. Here we can see the project status is set to in progress, and also project approved status is set to the project approval. So let us go to the request resource tab. To create a request resource, click on the create request resource button. While creating the request resource, the status will set to the plan. This request ID will be auto-generated and it will be unique for each and every resource request. And the project ID will be auto-populated based on the project that we have created. And the project name also will be auto-populated. The customer name will be auto-populated based on the details that we have given while creating the project. So let us select the resource loading plan that we have created while generating the project. So this is the resource loading plan that we have created. So let us select from the drop-down. Based on the selection of resource loading plan, the resource project role will be populated in the drop-down. So this is the role that we have created for this resource loading plan. So select from the drop-down. Based on the selection of the resource loading plan and also the resource project role, the below details will be auto-populated. These details we have given while generating the resource loading plan. If the user want to change the start date and end date for this resource request, they can just change, and we have to give the resource requested by. I'm giving as a 9th. And if the user want to change this resource work location, they can change by selecting from the drop down. And if the user want to change the shift timing, they can just change from this drop down. This all below details will be populated based on the selection of resource loading plan. Based on the skill family, skill group, and also the skill category, the skill drop down values will be changed. So select the skill as .NET. Based on the selection of skill, the resource manager and also the competency manager will be changed and will be auto populated, and give the experience for the resource that we need. I'm giving as 2 years and 0 months of experience. The resource search as a skill group and give the job description. I'm giving as billable project. And if the user want to attach any attachment, they can attach and click on submit. Here we can see the request got updated successfully. And here we can see the status got changed to the resource manager review. And we have requested for the 2 resources. So in the bracket, it is showing as 2. So let us log in with the resource manager to add the resources. So let us log in as the resource manager. This is the resource manager's home page. Expand the left navigation. Click on actions. Click on the request resource. This is the project that we have requested. So click on the request resource request ID. If the resource manager want to recommend from the external hiring, they can just click on this button for the external hiring. This details will be auto-populated based on the details that we have given from the project manager. The resource manager cannot edit the board details, and the resource manager can add the resource. So click on add resource to add the resources. If the user want to select the resources from the drop down, they can just click on the drop down and select the resources. Here we can see the resource name and the resource employee ID and also the availability of that resource. If the user want to suggest for the resources, they can just click on the suggest resources. This will be coming based on the experience that we have given in the resource request. So I'm just selecting from this. So I'm selecting two resources, Sai Kumar and also the Abhishek Parihar. So click on save. Here we can see the two resources got added, and we can see the availability of this resources as well. So click on save. Click on save. Here we can see the resources updated successfully. So let us propose these resources for the project manager. If they are having this resume for these two resources, they can upload the resource. If they want to add one more resource, they can add. If they want to delete, they can just delete. Click on these actions. Here, if we want to reject the resources, we can reject. For now, let us go ahead with the propose. So click on propose. Give the soft lock days. 10 days, this resource will be locked. So give us 10 and click on save. Here we can see the resource approved successfully for delivery and the status got changed. I'm just selecting both the resources. So click on propose for the second resource and click on save. Click on save. Here we can see the resource updated successfully. So let us go ahead with the project manager and see whether the resources got added in the request resource or not. This is the project manager screen. So go to the request resource. This is the resource request that we have created. Go to the actions and click on this to open the resource request. And we can see the status got changed to the project manager review 2. We have proposed two resources in by the RM, that is resource manager. So we can see as 2. So click on actions to open the resource request. If the user want to cancel this request, they can just click on this cancel button to cancel the request. If they want to download, they can just click on download. And if the user want to hold any resource, they can click on edit and edit this hold and click on save. If the user want to lost any resource, they can just click on edit and click give the number they want to lost and click on save. Based on the giving of hold and loss, the open positions will be changed. Here, the project manager cannot edit any details after it got from the resource manager. So these are the two resources that has proposed by the resource manager. So the project manager can select these resources if they want. So click on actions. Here we can see the select the status. If the project manager want these resources to be rejected, they can just click on reject. If they want to select, we can select. And for now, let us select the resources. Click on select and save. I'm just selecting the two resources for now for this project. So click on the actions for the second resource and click on select and save. Here we can see the resource status got changed to selected. So now let us go ahead and see how to allocate this selected resources. So let us go to this allocation workflow. Here we can see the two resources that got selected. So the project manager can allocate the resource by clicking on the allocate resource allocation, or they can just click on this allocate and release button as well. So let us go ahead and see the first option, that is create resource allocation button. Click on this button. Here we can see the resource allocation ID is auto-populated and it will be unique for each and every resource. And this customer name, project name, and also the project ID will be auto-populated based on the project that we have created. And select this employee name from the drop-down. These two employees are selected in the request resource. So I'm selecting the Sai Kumar Bonagiri. Based on the selection of the employee name, the employee ID, and also the below details will be auto-populated. If the user want to change the start date and end date, they can change. And if the user want to select the another PRJ SOW for the same project, they can just click on this drop down and change. If the user want to change the hourly bill rate, they can just change here. I'm just keeping as same. And if the user want to give any remarks, they can just give and click on allocate. I'm just clicking on allocate. Here we can see the resource allocation got updated successfully. And here we can see the resource got allocated. and allocated resource will get a two buttons that are release and also extension. Let us see the second option, how to allocate the resource. The Abhishek Parihar is the second resource that we have requested for. So click on this allocate and release button. In this pop-up, we have two options, that is allocate or also permanent release. For now, let us click on allocate and click on submit. Based on the resource that we have selected, the employee name will be automatically populated, and based on the employee name, the below details will be automatically populated. So let us allocate the resource. So click on allocate. Here we can see the resource allocation got successfully updated. Here we can see for Abhishek Parihar as well, the release and also extension got added. So let us go ahead and release one user. So let us release Abhishek Parihar. So click on, this is the Abhishek Parihar's allocation. So click on this release button. Here the resource allocation ID, customer name, project ID and project name will be auto populated. And for this Abhishek Parihar, we are releasing. So the employee name, employee ID, start date will be auto populated. So let us give the end date when we need to release this employee. So I'm just releasing this employee today itself. So I'm giving the date as 9th. And we have to give the reason for early release. We are just giving as demo, and select this domain knowledge from the drop down. We have this option, so select any of this option from the drop down. I'm selecting as unsatisfactory. And for this technical skill also, select from this drop down. I'm selecting as below expectations, communication skills, work quality, attitude, overall rating, and give the deal. If you have any feedback for this resource, we can just give this feedback in here. I'm just giving as demo. And if the project manager want to reconsider this resource for the allocation for the same project, they can click on yes. If the project manager do not want this resource need to be selected for this project, they can click on no and click on release. Here we can see the pop-up. Are you sure you want to proceed with release? Yes, click on yes. Here we can see the resource release updated successfully. And here we can see for Abhishek Parihar, the end date got updated to 9th of April. And here we can see the eye icon. So click on that eye icon to see the details that we have given when we are releasing the resource. So let us go ahead with the Sai Kumar Bonagiri to extend this resource. So for this resource also, we have both option, that is extend on also the release. So now let us see how to extend the resource. So click on extension. This extension ID will be auto generated and it will be unique for each and every resource. For this extension also, we have approval flow. While extending the resource, the status will be planning, and this customer name, extension resource extension name, project name, employee name, ID, this request type, current allocation start date, and these details will be auto populated based on the resource that we have selected for the extension. If the user want to change the request value, they can just change. This will be auto populated based on the details that we have given in the resource loading plan. So I'm just selecting this extension end date. I'm selecting as August 31st. We need to give the extension reason why we are extending this resource. I'm just giving as demo for now. And we have to select this PRJ ID for this resource. So just click on plus. Here we can see the drop down. Yeah, and in this drop down, we can see the PRJ that we have created for this project. And if you don't want this PRJ to be selected, we can just click on the create new PRJ ID. So it will redirect to the PRJ screen where we can just create the PRJ and select here. For now, I'm selecting from the drop down. Based on the selection, the hourly bill rate will be auto populated. So click on the submit extension to submit the extension for the approval. So just submit the extension. Here we can see the resource extension updated successfully. So go to this extension tab. Here we can see the resource that we have extended. So this is the status. The status got changed to waiting resource manager approval. So let us log in with the resource manager to approve this resource. This is the resource manager approval homepage. Expand the left navigation. Click on actions. Click on the resource extension. This is the resource that we have extended. So click on this resource request ID. If the user want to send back, they can just send back. If the user want to approve, they can just approve. For now, I'm just approving, and also the resource manager cannot edit any details. So I'm just approving this resource extension. Click on approve. Here we can see the extension got approved. Let us go to the project manager and see whether the status got changed or not. Go to the work allocation workflow, go to the resource extension. Here we can see the status got changed to confirm. Go to this resource allocation screen. Here we can see the end date got changed to 31st August that we have given while extending. We can just view the extension details. So click on this view extension to see the extension information. Now let us go ahead and create a task for the allocated resources. Go to this task creation. To create a task, click on the task creation. This task ID will be auto-populated and it will be unique for each and every task. The project ID will be auto-populated. For now, let us create a for this billable project, we can create a billable task and also the non-billable task. For now, let us go ahead and create a billable task. For billable task, we have a summary task as default and also manual. For default, we have to give this task type category from the dropdown. For this billable task, we have only the billable work as a task type category. Based on the selection of this billable type category, the summary task drop down values will be differ. So if the and based on the selection of summary task, the subtask will be differ. Based on the summary task and the subtask, the name will be auto populated. If the user want to select this summary task as manually, then just need to select this task type category from the dropdown and give the task name as the user want. So now let us create a for the default itself, and we can just create a non-billable task for the same for the billable project. If the user want to create a non-billable task, we need to select this parent task as non-billable. For this non-billable task, the summary task will be automatically for the set to manual, but the task name will be auto-populated based on the selection of the task category. And for this non-billable parent task, we have the task type category are have 5 types of task category for this non-billable parent task. We have to select from the drop down. So let us create a billable task. So select the parent task as billable, and we are selecting the summary task as default. Select the task type category as billable work. Based on the selection of this task type categories, the summary task will be changed. The values will be changed in the drop down. So select this summary task from the drop down. I'm selecting as system design. Based on the selection of the summary task, the subtask will be differ. So I'm selecting as development data model. Based on the selection of summary task and also subtask, the task name will be populated. And by default, the task status will be set to the work in progress. So let us give the task start date as first and the task end date as June 30. And this actual start date, end date, and actual hours will be auto-populated. This actual start date will be auto-populated based on this assigned resource when they submit the first time card. And the actual end date will be auto-populated when the submit their last time card for this project. Based on the start date and end date, the actual hash will be auto-populated. By default, the task manager will be the project manager, as we have created as the project for this project, the project manager is PM. If the user want to change this task manager, they can just select from the drop down. And this planned work will be automatically calculated based on the selection of task start date and end date, and the assigned to. These values will be populated based on the resources that got selected in the resource request and got allocated to this project. So select the task for whom we need to assign. So I'm assigning to the Sai Kumar Bonigiri. And if the user want to select the Abhishek Parihar, they can just select the Abhishek Parihar as well. For now, I'm just selecting the Sai Kumar Bonigiri and giving this task description as task demo and clicking on save. Here we can see the task creation got successfully saved. So let us go to the task creation, and here we can see the task got created and the status is set to the work in progress. That's it for this video. Thank you.